You don't have to be an expert to know that Michigan's roads are in bad shape. We reported last week, a new report by Trip, that Detroit has the fourth worst roads in the country. It's costing, as they estimate, about $1,000 a year in vehicle repairs. And state lawmakers, well, they're on vacation right now. They went without passing a plan to fix them.
May they find a pothole on their trips. Fed up residents in Hamtramck are raising money to make their own road repairs. They've set up a GoFundMe page, and so far, they've raised more than $3,000. That's just a drop in the bucket, though.
Yeah, joining us now to talk about this, Jeff Salazar and Maritza Garibay, also Susan Hiltz with AAA. Good to have all of you with us. Thanks for being with us. Jeff and Maritza, let's start with you here. Why did you decide to take matters in your own hands here and try to raise some money to fix this on your own?
Well, after we've all dealt with the bent rims and all the car issues that we've had in the city's streets, we decided that if this isn't going to be fixed, then we should go ahead and take the initiative to do it ourselves.
Now, Maritza, what's the response been from city officials? Have you talked to them at all about this?
Yes, we've been in contact with the mayor of Hamtramck, and we've had nothing but beautiful responses, thumbs up and high fives from the residents and other city officials. We are complying with the the way that we're supposed to be filling the potholes. We're doing it the right way.
And you're doing them all. You're doing that already. You're in the process.
We are in the process. We did our first pothole patching party, I suppose, on Saturday, and we laid out about 900 pounds of cold patch, and today we picked up just under 7,500 pounds of cold patch for this upcoming Saturday.
Wow. But a cold pothole patching party. I love that. Let's move over to Susan for a second. We'll get back to you guys in a second and talk about this project. But Susan, does AAA get complaints about roads? I'm assuming probably yes.
Oh, definitely. I mean, this report is 33 pages long, but tells you basically our roads are in bad condition. And it does have an effect on road repairs and what people are calling in as far as service with the potholes and the poor conditions that we have in Michigan.
What is your advice for drivers from AAA in dealing with these bad roads? You've just got to be ready for anything.
Well, you've got to be ready. You've got to have your car in great tip-top shape. I mean, tire inflation's one big thing, but just really keeping your car in order and just keeping in mind that hopefully there's some resolve on the way that we will get these roads fixed. It's really an important issue. It's really a public safety issue for everybody.
Also, Susan, are there any specific roads, specific regions of the area that you're getting more complaints about?
Well, I mean, the more highly traveled roads like I-94 and I-75 obviously have bigger concerns and bigger complaints that come from those areas. But, you find it on the rural roads, too. So it's really a problem throughout our state, and it's really a public safety issue that AAA is very concerned about.
Jeff and Maritza, did anyone in your group have really knowledge on how to fix the roads? I know you said you're kind of following the rules. Who knew there were set rules in place? But do you guys know what you're doing, basically?
Yeah, we have one of our people in the industry itself, and actually they're the ones that manage the pothole cold patch to be easier to get, and he's had experience in patching the holes. I have experience in construction growing up, so a couple of us do have an idea of what we're doing.
Okay, now I'm going to bring this up because you've raised like $3,000 so far, and I'm assuming this is the money you're using to buy the cold patch. I mean, that's hardly anything, yet you are fixing the roads. So why are we talking about millions of dollars to fix the roads when you can apparently do it with a couple people in an orange vest and a shovel?
Well, I think they take into consideration, obviously, like labor and all that. While we're just volunteering our time and labor itself, we really just have to worry about materials.
But you're getting it done.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, temporary fixes anyways, right? We're hoping they'll come up with something a little more permanent if we can ever get something passed. Yeah. But Susan, what's your take on people taking matters into their own hands when the legislature has yet to act here?
Well, we commend their efforts to really make their roads safer, and it really boils down to the issue that this is a public safety issue and people are concerned and they're taking matters into their own hands. So it's really, there are some things that need to be done on the state and federal level, and AAA totally supports that, but we really need funding for the roads. Our infrastructure's falling apart.
Jeff, Maritza, you also really need funding for your project here, so here's a chance to make your pitch. What do you need? And also on a sideline, are you hoping that maybe you inspire other people in Metro Detroit to do the same thing?
Well, we hope we inspire a lot of people to, take matters into their own hands and do the same thing. But right now, we're just looking for volunteers. We're looking for more funds on our GoFundMe page. For this weekend, I believe we have about 40 volunteers that have, signed up on our Facebook page. We have about 10 tampers. It's one of the most important tools when doing this job. You have to tamp the cold patch down really nicely into the pothole to make sure it stays. So that kind of limits the number of groups that we have on each road, and the number of roads that we can cover at any given time. We worked in a group of 6 on Saturday. That worked really well. We had sweepers, pourers, and tampers.
And you got to be careful, I would think.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
out of time, but you got to be careful out there. You are dealing with roads and traffic and everything else. Well, we thank the three of you very much for stopping by on the Now Detroit today to talk about this, and good luck with your efforts.
And by the way, you can find the GoFundMe information on our website, WXYZ.com, if you're interested in helping out the good people trying to get that done in Hamtramck. And if you're inspired to try it yourself, they may have some hints for you. In the meantime,